All right, we have the 19 at we have the Panthers at 19. Carolina Panthers. Where you at? There you are. All right, so at 19, the Carolina Panthers got offensive tackle Monroe Freely. Second round pick, they got a defensive tackle Lee Hunter. Third round pick, they got Chris Brazzell, wide receiver. And they got a cornerback with the fourth round pick at Will Lee. They got a fifth round pick, Sam Hecht at center. Another fifth round pick, safety Taki Wheatley. And a seventh round pick, linebacker Jackson Kuwach. I would say for the Panthers, I could give them a B. I addressed their needs very well. I would have probably gotten a linebacker a little earlier than the seventh round. I probably would have got them in the fifth and got the center in the seventh. So outside of that, I'll give them a B. Not bad. Pretty good draft. Hopefully it translates for them this year, and they may possibly return to the playoffs. All right, at number 20, getting close, guys, getting close. At number 20, we have the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's see how the Eagles did. All right, so Philly's first pick was Malachi Lemon at wide receiver. They're addressing the fact that A.J. Brown is leaving. They need a wide receiver, so, I mean, you can't go wrong there. Their second pick, they got tight end Eli Stowers. The third pick, they got offensive tackle Markel Bell. Fifth round, they got a quarterback, Cole Payton. Interesting. How we know what he's doing now? Sixth round, we got Michael Morris, guard. Seventh round, safety, Cole Wazinski. Seventh round, defensive tackle, Ur Bernard. And seventh round, edge, Kayshawn James. So I would say Eagles, decent draft. I like the fifth round pick quarterback. Not too many crazy holes. The defense is still good. They're addressing little holes they have here on offense. I could give them a B plus. I give the Eagles a B plus in this draft. They did pretty well. All right, at number 21, right? We have the Steelers. Pittsburgh Steelers at number 21. All right, so with the first pick for the Pittsburgh Steelers, they got offensive tackle Max. Anchor. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm sorry. At number 2, Jeremy Bernard, wide receiver. I do like that pick at number 2. Quarterback with the third pick at Drew Aller. That is good. Thank you. Somebody decided to get a quarterback where they needed to get a quarterback. Not you. What's the dang on name? Cardinals getting Carson Beck with the third pick. No, that was not good. Maybe Drew Aller should have been your pick in the second round, but I think you addressed the wrong quarterback, and I think you addressed your quarterback need too late. Steelers not necessarily so because they're still waiting on Aaron Rodgers, obviously. But regardless of the fact they got a quarterback in Drew Aller. Third pick, they got Dalen Everett at cornerback. Third pick as well, they got a guard, Jennings Dunker. They got a wide receiver at Caden Wetjen. With the fifth round, they got Riley Nowowski. At the sixth pick, they got the sixth round, they got defensive end Cade Rubio. And 2 seventh-round picks. They got a running back, Eli Hendricks, and safety Robert Spears Jennings. Not all that impressed with what they did in the draft. They got another receiver. They did get their quarterback, who was most likely going to be the quarterback of the future, for the near future. We'll see how that turns out. Defensively, I mean, the Steelers are already good, pretty good. And they addressed it mostly offense in this draft. So I will give them a B. I give the Steelers a B in this draft. I think they did pretty good. No, wrong button. All right. At number 22, all right, we have the Chargers at number 22. All right. So with the first pick, they got an edge rusher in Akeem Mizador. They addressed their center position at the number 2 pick. Let's see. I do think they need a better center. I like that. They definitely need a better center. They didn't have a 3rd round pick, but they had 3 4th round picks. So with the 3rd pick in the 4th round, they had Brendan Thompson. With their next 4th round pick, they got an offensive tackle, Travis Burke. And their 3rd, 4th round pick, they got a safety, Genesis Smith. Their 5th round, they got a defensive tackle, Nick Barnett. And their 2 6th round picks, they got a guard, Logan Taylor, and guard, Alex Harkey. Their offensive line is bad. I agree with that, yeah. Chargers don't have the best offensive line. So they're getting some meat in, some competition in, some big boys to come in and play. So I'm okay with that. Not too... They just went offensive line, really. And they got the edge rusher that they needed. I can give the Chargers a B+. They did a really good. I think they addressed all their needs very well. No complaints on that. Next, we have the Bears. We already did the Cowboys. We already did the Browns. So we have the Bears here at number 25. Let's see how my Chicago boys did this year in the draft. All right. So with the first pick, they got a safety, Dylan Thieneman. Second pick, they got a center, Logan Jones. Third, they got a tight end, Sam Ruse. I don't think they needed a tight end. I'm not sure why they did that. Receiver, they did need a receiver. I think they should have got 2 receivers in this round with their 2 picks in the third. They got Xavier Thompson, receiver. They got cornerback Malik Muhammad with the 4th pick. The 5th pick, they got linebacker Kayshawn Elliott. And the 6th pick, they got defensive tackle Jordan Vandenberg. Let's see. I'm going to have to give... they have a running back. I think they needed more receivers in better position. Like I would have got one in the 2nd round. I would have got one earlier in the 3rd. I didn't need a tight end. And I would have got my linebacker a lot sooner. That would have been my other 3rd round pick as a linebacker. I give the Chicago Bears a C. Average, okay draft, nothing too crazy. They drafted some of their needs. They could have went other places with needs as well. All right, at 26, we have the Houston Texans. All right, so this is it for CJ Stroud. So hopefully he does something with this team. But at number 1, they got a guard, Kalen Rutley. At number 2, they got a defensive tackle, Caden McDonald. They do need defensive tackle. At number 2 as well, the 3rd pick in the 2nd round, they got Marlon Clean, tight end. I can see them getting a new tight end. I'm okay with that. At number 4, they got a guard, Fedwick. I can't pronounce your name. I'm so sorry. From Oklahoma. Number 4, they got a linebacker, Wade Woodsons. At number 5, they got a safety, Kamari Ramsey. 6th round pick, they got Lewis Bond, wide receiver. At number 7, they got Aiden Fisher at linebacker. I would have gotten my receiver in the 2nd round. Possibly push that tight end to the 4th. Other than that, no, I would give the Texans a B minus. They had a pretty decent draft. Nothing too crazy. Could have went for an edge rusher in one of these positions, but I like the fact that they got a guard, they got linebacker, they got safety. Receiver could have came earlier, so I'll give them a B minus. All right, at number 27, right? Nope, we already did number 27. That was the Dolphins.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.